So the whole point of ERC, when it was created already now, almost 9 years ago, was really a request of the scientific community to really have a very simple process by which the European Commission would be supporting bottom-up research. That is, the initiative is fully in the hands of researchers.
How is what you're doing making a difference in the lives of citizens around Europe or around the world? Perhaps we can start with Jennifer, since your research is very citizen-centric, and then maybe we can talk to Bastien and Luc a little bit about that. How is it any different from what we see now with automated cars, Google Maps, and other 3D modeling?
Yeah, well, what we're doing is really putting to the test some of the claims that are made about the Internet of Things, about smart cities, and about how sensors will enable citizens to become more empowered. What does that empowerment look like? Are people really better able to engage with policymakers, to have more effective forms of political engagement? If so, what does that look like? And if not, then why not? So one of the things we're finding quite interesting is that just because you're gathering air pollution data doesn't necessarily mean you are able to change the problem of air pollution. So that's quite interesting sociological finding in a way. By testing technologies with communities, we're then able to ask, how could we make a change with this data? If it's not just a data-driven or evidence-driven set of interactions, what else is required? And we're finding that politics don't go away just because you're using technology. They're just reconfigured. So that's quite interesting finding it. And we're hoping that that's actually a contribution to be made, not just thinking about how sensors and technologies in the Internet of Things inform politics, not just how new forms of data inform politics, but also how politics could potentially be reinvented and reconfigured through these applications.
We have such complex scene understanding problems that current technology cannot solve yet. So here we are really trying to remove some of those roadblocks and create the basis on which such devices can be built. And for me, the prime example is always the seeing aid for the blind. So to enable people to participate in everyday life activities that are currently not easily possible, crowded spaces that create tough navigation problems. And if we can create help for them to really navigate in such spaces, this would already be a huge benefit.
If you compare with the earlier days of computer vision, it was all rather theoretical and abstract maybe still, although in machine vision, so industrial inspection, there was an important application, but that went away a bit from academia because that became its own niche industry, because it also requires a lot of specialized knowledge about one particular application of one type of industry. But later on, and we are now living those days, it has become a consumer product. And so now we have computer vision on mobile devices, we have computer vision in cars, in just almost like anything you can imagine tomorrow. And that makes a big difference, of course. It's really now a very widely used technology that people are also increasingly acquainted with.